Hey, DOT community, this is Alon coming at you with a 1.42 update discussion, as well as a blog post discussion from today's blog, as well as some Theaters of War action. I have to run all my theaters. Got my golds and my silvers and all 3 bronze and all the monuments. We'll do all those too as well. I, of course, have gotten nothing good so far in Theaters of War, which is right about on par. So, although usually I used to say under par, because usually I'd at least get 1 or 2 event tokens within at least the first day of trying my silvers, but nothing, nada. Anyway, and then also I have 7 epic tokens and 2 regular tokens to do in the unique altars. We'll do those as well. Nothing to do with construction frenzy, but if you do need to build stuff, you can do that as well. And how are we doing, Nadim? I know I was on mute there for a second, but I'm just doing my intro thing here, so we're just going to roll through with that. All right, and then, let's see. And then, of course, the blog post. So, yeah, of course, that's always going to be on here in the beginning. So, but thank you, Nadim, for joining. I also have 12 people in the chat already on this wonderful Wednesday night. So let's take a look. We got Mad Yoda. Thank you for joining. And, yes, so like I said, lots to talk about, so I will be getting into the update notes, as well as discussing some of the upcoming blog stuff as well, just very shortly, as soon as we have a few more people joining in with us. So we'll start off nice and easy with, I want to get my timers rolling, so let's get on to some of the ToW stuff right to begin with. So we'll go with a silver 2, and this is 100% auto raid with Everdur. So how very stream friendly.
Here for the legendary Zalon's round table.
Oh yes, of course, and that's what it will be, because I did want to wait until today because I wanted to know about this weekend's event, too. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of speculation at 24 hours, less than 24 hours before they actually put the blog out. So, I figured I'd just wait. So, I do appreciate everybody joining. We got Black Talon, Vintage, Phoenix, and Nadim all here in Discord already. I do appreciate that. So, we'll see if I grab anything here on this first silver altar. Maybe an event relic. Maybe. Just 1. Should hopefully get 1 at least.
I have super struck out on this Theaters of War.
Yeah, I mean, when I say at least 1, I'm hoping for 1 on the stream in total. Because I still have another silver and 2 golds to do. I should. But we'll see.
Yeah, my Theaters of War has been pretty ugly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be looking at this upcoming event with Thor and Mjolnir. I don't have Mjolnir, and of course, I do collect all the 5-star relics, so I'm going to be completing this upcoming event for Mjolnir, definitely. It's just going to be a have-to situation, and thank goodness I should have some time this weekend to be able to do that. Besides from the fact that I need more DGs. What's going on, Phoenix? Thank you for joining.
So you can have one. Hey, you can have one of mine.
I can have one of yours? Oh, I see. Well, there is some other great things that are going to be coming relic-wise in this upcoming Thor event, which I found to be quite awesome. So, because the ring, you can always use another ring of juiced. So, just going to say that.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a second, thing worth considering.
I mean, Relics of War are okay. I get 4-star Relics of War in the bronze. So, that's how I see it. So when I get them in the silver and the golds, I'm like, it's okay. It's better than a 2-star.
The problem I have with Relics of War is it's 1/30th of a Titan.
Right.
1/30th.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's only as long as you're going for the 30, not the 40. But you should be typically doing your best to grab 30s if as best you can, unless you're looking for something specific.
Yeah, if you can. I went ahead and blew my stash, picking up the 40 this time because it was physical. Because I burned all my physical food on Minerva, and I need physical food.
What's up, BMT? Thank you for joining. Yeah, well, I totally understand. When you need prestige food, it's definitely something to look into exactly where you are shy and use your relics of war appropriately, and that's a good way to do it. So, all right. As you can see, this was super cake.
Yeah, Everdare's insane, dude.
All right. There's 2! Wow. Okay. 2 1-stars. Developers.
All right.
Developers aren't watching, are they? That doesn't normally happen. I was just going to say, I typically never get more than... If I get more than 1, it's like a 1-star, 2-star situation. That rarely happens, too, as well. All right.
Yeah, it's 800 souls, right?
Right?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
700, 600? I don't know.
That's not bad at all. I mean, I'm like I said, I haven't gotten anything so far, so I have had better TOWs where I get into like the 5, 6, and 7 event relic range, where and still not have spent any gems or less than 1,000 gems situation. Because sometimes, if you wake up in the morning, or at least here in the United States, if you wake up here in the morning when there's only just a little bit of time left, sometimes you can just rush your timers just for a few hundred gems and just get an extra go at either the silvers or the golds. So. Yeah, dry ice 40 relics of war is expensive. Prestige food, in your opinion? Well, that's why I typically say go for the 30s, if you can, because there's definitely still 4-star, food available, in different elements at the 30 level. But at the same time, too, what are you going to use your relics of war for? I mean,
yeah, they need to cut them in half. Make it 15 and 20 or something.
Unless you're pulling relics, but. I mean, I typically would say that the prestige food is probably the best option out of all of it. What's going on?
Yeah, and unless you're a very new player, do not pull for the relics. The relic pool is pretty terrible.
Yeah, unless they decided to come out with something way better. Yeah, see, look at that. That's typically when I'm like, oh, great, gold 2. These are the rewards I've been getting.
I mean, come on. That's weak sauce.
Yeah. So we'll run through the bronzes here. 24 people watching. Thank you for everybody joining in. I'll run through these bronzes real quick, and then we'll get into the 1.42 update notes and start discussing some of that, which is going to be interesting. I already watched Vintage's video from earlier. Watched what was it? Gaming on the Dark Side's review. Oh, and we even have one of Vintage's slides. Now, of course, we're not gonna watch any of Vintage's video, but what we do have is one of my favorite slides, which he had on screen for like a good latter half of the entire video, which is what the community wants. So that is something that I'm going to be bringing up here on the stream as well. But after we get through the 1.42 update notes, so. Because it was a nice list there, Vintage, and as you were talking about each one, I was just like, yes, this is the list. I hear about this stuff and discuss about this stuff all the time.
Yeah, and this stuff all goes back to State of the Game.
Yes.
When I used to take the live stream comment snippets and, just amass them and say, look, here you go. This is what the community's asking for. It's the same freaking list for the most part. And yes, House, I know I'm there. I'm in game. I'm in on the party.
What's up, Sunray Joven, and House, and Halo. And yes, I did save my relic pull so I can at least do it on stream as well, since I knew that we'd have the ability to do it for multiple days. Typically, I always pull the trigger on day 1, but that was always because I was used to it only being a one-day event. What's up, Mr. Maga? Alright, one more bronze. Always do these bronze ones, too. They're always going to give you relics. Possibly some relics of war. I mean, for just 3 portal stones, it's a quick run-through. Just like you want to make sure you do all your monuments as well. And we will do them later.
Yeah. Get that Titan XP, man.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Those top-tier monuments... you know, there is the possibility of getting a 4-star from the Monument 5. Never got one, but there is. Yeah. But besides from that,
to me, it's all legend. I've never gotten a 4-star from the Monument.
Getting 3s and 2s though isn't bad at all from the Monument. So, what's up, Speakerface?
I've never got one either.
No, it's kind of one of those legends, but there are people that do get them. It is possible.
Oh, yeah. I've seen screenshots.
Yeah, doing it live doesn't happen too often. But anyway, so we'll see. But we'll get back.
Got a 4-star.
We'll get it back. All right, so
there's people who've got them.
With the release notes here. So talking about it's almost ready to be rolled out. So, you know what? That's one quick thing right there. Almost ready to be rolled out. What do we think? Next week? Yay.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is doing the Android next week and then, the full rollout the next.
Yeah, okay, well, that's true.
Next week.
Android first, definitely. But then, and it's a trickle Android rollout, which means it's not even all Android either. So when it comes down to it, there are definitely players who will get it before others, and I've definitely been day 2 or day 3 before, and not day 1. So it's not always select people. But at the same time, I
got it late last time.
Yeah. So, and
I think I got it like Thursday even.
What was that, Speaker?
Sorry, Speaker.
I said vintage iOS, though, aren't you? iPhone and that.
No, I'm an Android guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm always the one ragging on the cult of Apple.
Yes, that's right.
It was late last time on Apple, though.
Right.
Well, yeah, Apple is always after Android.
Yes.
Yeah, it's last.
Well, at least in Dawn of
Start
Titans.
with iOS first this time.
Mm-hmm. Well,
just saying.
Just saying.
Every other. Let's be fair, people.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it says start to roll out next week, so which means most likely, Monday or Tuesday. So.
Yeah, last time I got it Thursday.
Yeah.
But some people will get it Monday, Tuesday, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
And also, if you do get it, be sure to say something, because then we know it's coming.
Yeah. Now, the one thing they did mention in a previous blog post, and I do want to bring this up, is that there was going to be certain... wait, real quick. It was stated in this one right here, the Nephilinus blog post, that there's going to be new content coming to the game, which will reveal over the coming weeks, starting with the update below. Number of changes and new content. So when you say new content, developers, I would like to know exactly if this is exactly what you mean by new content. Because this list in the very beginning of new Titans, Bronze Abacus, Pantheon collections, Temple update, early game improvements, Kingdom Rush, new avatars, and more. If it's in the and more section, we'd like to know. All right? Because the new game content, to me, is none of the stuff that is listed here. To me, it is actually something actually in the game that we're going to do with our Titans. So I've stated it plenty of times before. So when I read that initially, I got very excited, thinking it was going to be something new, or at least bring back Raid Boss in a really better and amazing fashion. But everything here saying that we're going to get new Titans, that's cool. Did we expect that? Everyone's like, yeah, you know. Ron's Abacus, we were hoping this was going to be happening as soon as possible, and it is, so that's great. But is that considered new game content or Pantheon collections? No, I don't consider that to be anything that we weren't expecting already. So, early game improvements, that's great. Divine Temple update, we're going to get into that, and it's amazing. Kingdom Rush and new avatar. If new avatars is the new content, that's
just
sad.
A waste of time.
That's sad. So I'm really hoping I'm really hoping the Am more is what we're talking about. Really hoping. So we'll see. All right. So now we're going to get into Epsilon. Now, I did mention this on my Discord already, and I would like to coin this right off the bat. If the Epsilon, it turns out to be Oopsilon, I'm going to be very upset, because I'm really hoping that they actually get this right and put this new set of Titans out and Divine Titans so that it works just the way it did for Lightspark and Necrosa. If it does, then it won't be an Oopsilon. It will be awesome. So that's just my quick thing right at the beginning, but I know a lot of other people were expecting, you know, a new Titan set as well. So, I mean, what is everybody else's opinion on this? Anybody else excited for the Epsilon Titans? Because I think the lore is gonna match up really well. I think they have a good choice of what they chose when it comes down to the lore, mixing in with everything and kind of going back to the gods, the Greek gods.
Yeah, I think it has super cool potential. It's just, who out there wants their Minerva to be junk, right? Please don't let these be this exponential, you know, leap in power again. Don't reset our accounts again.
Yes.
Good grief.
Yeah,
You know Minerva's going to get wiped out in a couple of weeks.
Well, I don't care if she gets beat. I just don't want her to get beat in, 70 seconds.
Yeah, you want
Yeah, see, now the small folk huddle in anticipation, praying that the developers will answer our call.
Right. That should be part of the lore.
That should be part of the lore, I'm telling you, right at the very end.
Finally, there was a crack in the clouds, and they saw the light. My gosh, we can triple our revenues if we let people use their old Titans.
That's right. So with the new update coming out, we're gonna just delve into this now with Ron's Abacus, which is awesome. They did take the name, and obviously I didn't really care what Abacus they chose, and it looks great. But they did take the name that I suggested, which is pretty cool. But at the same time too, I do like the skills on it. And also as well as the fact that the biggest and best part of this whole situation is all players will receive a copy of this relic in a free bundle, which is set to accompany the client release. So that's awesome.
That's what's good.
That is what's best about
it.
this entire thing, is the fact that it's being given to everyone. So, well, as well as the fact that it's in Ron's memory, as well.
Yeah.
So, very happy, very cool, very. This is a major, plus for the developers and for the community. So I think everybody on all sides can agree that it's something that we can all appreciate. Pantheon collections. What's going on, Free to Play Zeus and Chad? What was that, Speaker Base?
There's going to be some for collectors. All the people who've got them Titans and they've got them up to 40 and that. There's a fair few relics to be collected as soon as it comes out. That's very true. As soon as it does come out, you will see that there's, of course, the update to the Warrior's Ring, as well as the other War Gods 2 with the Spirit of War, which will be interesting. So if you have Achilles, Nergal, Tengu, Totek, up to 40. If you'd used the last Conquest and maybe fused up these Titans to 40, if you had them already and just didn't have them.
What I did.
Oh, Vintage did. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, day one, I'm pulling all these relics.
Yeah. So, to those who planned ahead, that is going to be a major plus for you. Developers did give us the little bit of a, hey, this is what you need to do. Now, they didn't give us enough time to know that, hey, you should keep these Titans because a collection will come out in the future. Have YouTubers and or possibly other Alliance members mentioned that they were going to keep it for that fact, and you might not have chosen to do so? That has possibly happened. So, of course, when it comes down to collections, just be wary and try to do your best and make wise decisions. Hold on. I just got to reboot this because all of a sudden, not all the pictures even loaded.
What I don't like is how to put it. Carry on, I'll get back to it.
All right, cool. Seasonal collection with Chinese New Year, of course, Wukong, Pigsy, Lubu, Jinshu. If you're interested in this relic, just for the simple fact that you like the fact that it's got troop all elemental resist, troop melee resist, and on ally death, Titan and troop armor, max it's 200%. Besides
that is a gangster relic right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in it working on any of these specific Titans for the synergy, that's the downside of the relic, unfortunately, because if you're not looking to use it on Lubu, Pigsy, Jinshu, or Wukong, the rest of the skills on the relic, though, are absolutely fine. So, still great collection, to actually do. The only one on there that I would say is probably, I don't know. I kind of like Wukong over Lubu, but that's just because of his most recent reskill. But I don't know.
That's who the crown's meant for anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, when it comes down to it, I'd probably be using this relic on a different Titan. So that's just the whole point.
The four Titans that you get the synergy on are utter garbage now.
Exactly. So unless they get any kind of crazy reskills in the future, it's not going to be all that, insane. Although, just as other relics as well, this is the only Chinese New Year relic. So chances of it being this relic actually getting updated next Chinese New Year with just adding on the next Chinese New Year Titan to their to the synergy and just saying, hey, look, it's included. Then this relic may easily find its way on next year's Chinese New Year Titan because that could be a really good one. We don't know yet. So there is that possibility. Just as the same possibility, and this is my saving grace for Divine 1. I mean, nothing wrong with troop all elemental damage and Titan and troop health. Nothing wrong with those. And the +3 rage and +3 shields, that's great too. But I prefer to have the actual synergy also work on Titans that are going to still be relevant. And so I'm really hoping that the next 2 Divine Titans are also going to be added to this list of synergies that you can use the Zalon's Roundtable for. Otherwise, as stated on other people's videos as well, Zalon's Roundtable and other such relics from the Pantheon are going to fall to the wayside a bit sooner than they should because the synergies just aren't going to help out. So, just so you know.
What I was going to say earlier is when new Titans come out and they've reskilled them, if you've already got that Titan, it should be retroactive. You shouldn't have to go for it again. That's unfair, that is. You've already done it once, so it should just carry over. It should be upgraded, the ones you've got.
Well, and I would think that I would agree as well that if as soon as you do collect it in the Pantheon, or as soon as you achieve it in the Pantheon, it should be something that just stays with you, and whether you do tend to fuse it away or not, is what you're saying, right?
No, he went off on Titan reskills.
Yeah, that's what I was on about. When a new Titan, when they reskill a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
If you've already got that Titan, it should be retroactive that the skill carries across. Not you have to go and get a new one and fuse your old one into
unfortunately to say speaker face, that's just their way of just making more money. So unfortunately, I don't see them actually changing that, even though that would be great for us. I would love to keep repeating that till my eyes go blue.
I know, but that whole. It's a fair way, isn't it, that?
Yeah, I mean, that's why typically we've seen mostly all, synergy, or no, not synergy. Sorry. That's why we've been seeing a lot of retroactive. Like for instance, the Thor event. His skills aren't retroactive, or his skills aren't changed, so they're not retroactive. But his what's it called? His prestige skills are retroactive. So when his prestige skills change, they're changed on your Titans as well. I wish there would just be a way that they could just do it for skills as well, but they don't, because that's why they want to keep on releasing new Titans and events.
They could, and I made that case in my video. If they did synergy properly, all the reskills could be retroactive, but you would still need the synergy relic to get all that you can out of the Titan.
You have to go for the relics forever.
Yeah.
Titans on.
So if you want that Titan to be, quote, meta, then you got to go get the synergy relic anyway. But the beauty for the player is you got a Titan that's already leveled, and now you got prestige food for that Titan. They're doing it all wrong.
For 2 jumps, haven't you? Because you got the Titan again.
Right. You know, they're doing it all wrong.
Obizod,
they could.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, they could build a mountain of goodwill with the players, and it would not affect their revenues. I'm telling you.
No, it wouldn't.
So Obizod brings up a great point. Is my memory fading, or were Chernobog and Belobog Divine Titans? I can't remember. So, Obizod, my thinking on this is what's going to happen is there will be a Divine 3, and we'll have Chernobog, Belobog, and the 2 new Divine Titans. So that will make the 3rd Divine Relic, and that will also work on all the Divine Titans. And hopefully they'll update my relic as well, so that it's not left behind. So anyway,
do you think it's worth getting Balabog now while he's there?
I saw that in there, and I saw somebody brought that question up on my Discord, and I want to say that it's not getting them for anything more than a possible divine collection in the future. It's pretty much what it is.
At the moment, he's not in any collections in the Pantheon.
Correct. And is Chernobog and Belobog both Divine Titans? Yes, they are. So, and did they use Ori and Urkon, Oni and Huntress in Divine 1? I mean, Ori and Urkon are so old school. But yes, so Belobog and Chernobog, will they use them in Divine 3? I would say so, along with the 2 new Divine Titans. Because it would just make sense. There's 4, another collection. We can just pop it right out.
I can't answer. Just like sit there.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Is it worth going through an event, to get them at like 11K, or having to blast through a conquest to get them at like the very last level? No. It's easier to use 30 relics of war. That, like Gaming on the Dark Side just said, grab them 30 relics of war, easy. So
that's what I'm doing now.
I just would suggest this only because of what we see in front of our faces as I'm scrolling down these lists. So, because we don't know what Divine 3 is going to be. I have no idea. Will it happen? Most likely. Now, on to the really amazing, incredible, awesome part of this new update. And everyone continues, including myself, keeps calling this this is what Vintage has been preaching, So the Divine Temple update, taking into account the community feedback, specifically Vintage, and trying to improve the player experience, we are making a significant update to the relic altars in the Divine Temple. It's crazy. So with this said, now my question is this: nobody's brought this up yet. And I was like, sweet. I can easily bring this up on my stream. But when they do this, what's happening to the rest of the DG altars? Are they still staying in the DG altars?
No. Scroll down just below the pictures.
Well, I know. It does say, they're gonna remove Nephilinus, Growthorn, the Opus relics from the Divine Temple. I understand that because we're getting new DG Titans. I understand that, but.
Zalon, you got to give me credit where credit's due. Look at the other thing they say.
What? We're also looking at limited time
limited Divine Temple choice events.
Yes. So what I'm just wondering, does that mean that they're going to get rid? They don't state this. Are they getting rid of the rest of the DG relics 5 stars in the
No,
altar.
they're not saying that, but they're doing what both Vintage and I have been begging for.
Yes. Being able to make them so that we can have them as in events, just like the staff event, so you can select them for yourself. That's awesome. I love that. But I'm still asking the question, are they getting rid of the altars besides just giving us the options for the 7K?
No.
Okay.
They're going to leave the sucker poles in there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, because it doesn't say it anywhere, so I think that's what it means. I think that's what it means too. I just want to make sure it's well stated.
See, here's the corollary though. The smart money is always going to be on a fixed pole, and so I'm hoping that they'll wise up to that. And like Vintage said, the sucker pole, it'll still be there, but maybe they'll give us a break and lower the cost of that for players who don't have any of those relics and don't care which one they get.
So.
Yeah, because if you're super duper crazy new and you suddenly have 2,000 divine gems and you think, oh, well, I guess I'll pull the OG relic, but what do I even want? They're not even sure. They'll just pull one and say, I'll take whatever because I don't even have one.
All right.
I don't know.
One other thing that I thought about as well.
It could be that you started a month ago and you just want to have a 5-star. So there you go.
Maybe they lower it to 1,000 and you get a random, or it's 2,000 for your choice.
Yeah, so we'll see exactly how it all pans out when it comes down to anything else besides what we see here as these 6 being offered in the DG altars for 7K. The one thing I thought about as well when I saw this is that it'll be very obvious to the developers which 5-star relics they need to look at when it comes down to possibly changing their skills. Because they're going to be like, I wonder why nobody's buying the Mantis Prayer. I wonder why.
Yeah, because it's crap.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I looked at this and I thought, man, they're going to know right away. They're like, wow, look how many people are buying Dragonfly's Pursuit and the Hornet and the Scorpion. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Zalon, you got to remember, the developers don't get money for divine gems. And so part of the reason that this part of the game has been so poorly developed in general is because you're going to spend the divine gems one way or another. They don't actually care what you spend them on.
That's why they'll put out all sorts of different events to try to get you to spend your DGs before they bring out new DG Titans. That's why.
Yeah.
All they want is for people to spend the divine gems so that they keep chasing more. Or if you're not spending them, to be continuing to hoard them and chase after them for your growing horde. The collector mentality is totally fine with them. They just want people to want DGs.
This is true. And that's another reason why I'm going to be doing this upcoming event this weekend, because I prefer to get a bunch more DGs as well. The early game improvements, which is going to be something that's really going to help out a lot of these early players get to the later part of the game a lot quicker, which is awesome. I'm all about that. And I am definitely excited to see maybe... The one thing I want to see added to this is we're also going to market the game. Can we have that? That's the one thing that's missing, a major portion, right underneath telling us what you're going to do for these early game improvements. We'd like to know how you're also going to bring in the players. Can we know that as well?
There's more than one thing missing, but I hear you on that.
Well, this specifically, I mean, it's great to have these improvements for early game players, but if there's not a lot of new players coming in, these improvements will be, they'll be great, but they won't be used as much as they could be if we were advertising. So let's just keep on harping on the advertising, because that still needs to be done no matter what.
You've got to advertise to bring the players in, haven't you? If you're not advertising, you're not tempting them in.
Yeah, well, I really am happy that they are making it easier for these players to be able to get farther along in the game a lot quicker, because that is going to because that's what players want. They want to be able to get up to those higher levels, play with some of the better troops, be able to take on some higher level castles, and be able to do a lot more. So I'm really happy about this. Kingdom Rush being turned on all the time.
Okay.
Oh, what? What's up, Prometheo?
Before we leave the advertising point behind, can I just emphasize return on investment? There has to be somewhere that there can be a better return on investment. You know, putting money into getting players into the game. Like, we don't know the statistics. We're not industry insiders. But from our perspective, you know, people who pick up on those ads and come into the game and get monetized, you know, I mean, it's got to be a pretty favorable economic return. You know, we're not asking for like a relaunch of the game or anything here. Just keep the ads up. You know, don't give up on, you know, getting players in, because we know that there are players who quit the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the King of Rush,
I never see any ads. I've never seen an ad since I played the game.
yeah, exactly the point.
I ain't got into the game without seeing an ad. It was just the recommendation when I looked on the App Store, and that's it. No ads. No pop-ups.
Well,
Never popped up ever.
And there's a lot of really compelling visual content that could be created. Just, you know, the same kind of videos we used to see about, like, you know, Corthan and Almoran heading off, facing off against each other. You know, we should see some of the newer Titans in videos that you're releasing to the community and that you're putting up into ads. You know, if that stuff was out there in the ecosystem, you know, it would put a better face on the game.
I've seen them at the beginning of the streams, like Dracor and that, running across the field, and you got like the big champions running across the field, stepping over the knight with all the arrows in him and all that. Yeah, but I've never ever seen one of them adverts come up ever, only on somebody's stream.
Yeah. A lot of that. Well, also to the Norse and Greek gods, when they were first released, they all had their own individual, like, short 5-10 second little ad that would run that the developers made, and they would do them, put them on before the beginning of their live streams, if you remember. Those easily could be made into ads that run on many different platforms. Been mentioned a few times. Anyway,
If people saw them clips of when what people have in the streams of like them Titans battling each other at the beginning, they'd be tempted in because it's awesome.
yeah,
The graphics
right?
and everything.
Yeah, it does look amazing. I agree. And I have to say that
Nobody could argue
that was
with
one of
that.
the main things that pulled me in so long ago, was actually seeing. I actually saw that ad, the one with Kobar in it, but that was also because it was within the first week of the game being launched. And it was in the.
It's got to be one of the best introductions to the game I've ever seen.
It was in the App Store as being, what's it called, in the news section and everything else. It's only happened a few times for Dawn of Titans since its release, where when you get new and updated games, which is the one section in Android specifically, that's the top bar, well, as soon as you log into the Android App Store. And it's only happened a few times to Dawn of Titans since its release, where it goes back into that category. And it's been a while for me that it's actually been up there again, but the few times that it did happen was during major releases. So,
anyone who's seen that intro, it must be in awe of the game. I saw it like 3 years into the game, and I was in awe of it. Then I thought, wow, why haven't I ever seen this before?
yeah. Well,
I could just make a random point related to this. One of my pet peeves trying to make content for this game is that it's actually hard to make professional-looking videos.
Prometheo, real quick, your mic is kind of fuzzy for some reason. It was like it earlier, too, but
okay.
Before you get into anything long, I want it to be as clear as possible.
Yeah, thanks. Is that better?
Yes, it's much better. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay. So, one of my pet peeves trying to make content for the game is that the user interface is rather cluttered for trying to get video of the in-game experience. And if you zoom in on things, then the numbers that pop up can be really distracting. I love the fact that they're there, but if there was a way to turn them off to make videos, I would really like that. And so I don't know how difficult that would be, but if there were a way in the settings to press a button to suppress some of those things, then you could open it up more for players to create sort of their own professional-looking graphics with just little things like that.
Like show values or not show values, just press the button.
Yeah, exactly. And hide other things. And even with the numbers and everything, the actual interface looks great. And if we were allowed to just send them our videos to use to promote the game, I'm sure that they would be inundated.
Yeah, fan-made projects are always very well received, as long as they're done the proper way. So
everyone would be sending the videos and Prometheus. They love it, don't they? Showing what they can do with the Titans and all that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Well, yeah, we already seen plenty of things that. Some of the stuff that Darshigon's done has been pretty impressive. So I'd be happy to see him be able to possibly submit something to the developers. That'd be pretty cool.
But it'd be good advertising for the developers to show the actual players in game playing the game and what they can actually do.
Yeah. Okay. So, for instance, those commercials we see right now, those ads right now, where there's like a YouTuber that's like, "Yo, this game is totally cool," blah blah blah. So, should you mean we should have like a Darshigon on there that's like, "Hey guys, this is Darshigon, and this game is totally awesome."
Yeah.
They need to have a Darshigon.
Yeah, a Darshigon. Yeah. I mean, we already know that the Avatar's in the works, so
Well, the Avatars, they're a waste of time, aren't they?
The Avatar is a bit of a waste of time. Yeah, right. All right, so we're going to move on here real quick. So we got the 1.42 update. They plan on turn on Kingdom Rush all the time. That's just going to put more lands into play. That's going to make it so that people can refresh and get more VP out there. That's not a bad thing. That's great. And they're also going to do reduce the gold cost as well. That's fine.
That's good. The point that I would make here,
what's up?
Since we're in the middle of ToW, we really need ToW to be on all the time.
Yeah,
I think that would be great in terms of it doesn't have to have event relics every week all the time, but if the theaters, if the arenas every day had, on top of the regular XP drops, item drops that included relics of war, that would increase the circulation of 4-star food in the game, and players would love it.
And being able to hit all of them instead of one. All of them instead of one, that'd be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, just make it TOW all the time.
Yeah, keep saving your relics of war and then just get another Titan extra in it when you get to 30 or 40, whichever you want.
Dry Ice says, Zalon, you have to say it right. It's Darshgon. Oh, gosh. The highly requested archmages are now available as avatars in 1.42. The highly requested? Is this like the Q&A? I want to know. Is this like the Q&A where they just make up stuff? It's just the highly requested archmages are now available as avatars. All right, well, that's cool.
Did you request them?
No, I didn't. I would like to know who.
Well, I didn't.
Post in the chat if this was your request. I want to know who it was.
No.
Vintage is going to come to your house and punch you in the face.
Yeah. If you requested this, go look in the mirror and have a quiet word with yourself.
Oh, it was House.
All right.
House said he did. He requested it.
We should keep in mind, as much nice stuff as they've done here, it's just a drop in the bucket. And I think if you ask players, I think the only one of these changes that would have been even in the top 10 of things to change in the game would have been the Divine Temple. I think
yes.
Number one would still be fixing relic storage, and number two would be some version of
Titan storage. Titan storage too, but yes.
Well, yeah, Titan storage too, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think the game do with new invoke skill effects?
See, the thing is, with the additional content, this is the stuff that, again, this is not new game content. or anything like that. More that it's new relic sets, new synergy relics, new invoke effects, new titans. This is all this stuff that we've, of course, are expecting. The new titans, of course, are going to be these new Epsilon titans. The new invoke effects, who knows? But debuffs are going to be a part of it. Come on. Debuffs have become quite a thing in the most recent times with the archmages and with a lot of the relics and synergies and everything else. Debuffs is definitely still going to be a big thing in the new invoke effects, one way or another, or in the synergies. And same thing with new synergy relics. Even though we see a lot of synergy relics coming out that are just complete duds, every new Titan that comes out is going to have one. So we'll see if they decide to really try to beef up the synergy relics to make them really worthwhile or not.
So I think we should take a poll of everyone who's on the chat right now and on your Discord. How many people saw the Epsilon teaser and were rolling their eyes and groaning versus how many were excited? I definitely fall into the first camp of seeing it and just like, oh, here we go again, rolling my eyes.
All I'm excited about is all them new relics for all the Titans that I've already got in the Pantheon. That's all that's interesting me at the moment.
I was in the middle. I was just hoping they're not going to be Epsilon. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, this is my reaction was the classic butt puckering up and holding on and going, "Oh crap! Don't reset my account."
Hey, I don't mind if they reset mine because it's crap at the moment. I just pull rubbish.
So looking at
look, I mean, there's players right now who are having a heyday, and seeing their stock at maybe the highest point it's ever been. If you didn't go deep in on the Dragon Slayers and you went archmages and spent your prestige food there, then you're not too upset about where things are right now. If you're like me and you haven't been able to get enough prestige food, even though you feel like you've been playing the game, religiously, well, then, you're probably looking at the game and feeling a little disillusioned, but hopeful that, things can keep getting better.
Prometeo, do you ever think it's worth taking any time above Prestige 7, them extra 9 times to get to 10? For how long they last?
Look, I didn't get Minerva because I knew I couldn't get her to P10, and that it was going to be mostly a P10 or bust, and I think that we've seen that play itself out, that Minerva is P10 or bust in most cases.
Minerva is P10 or bust.
Yeah. But for how long?
We don't know. I'm gonna have to go Daniel on that one. It's gonna be a time will tell, speaker face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you have the right combination, then even today Minerva P10 is beatable. But someday that combination will be something that is, much easier to get, and then she's going to fade into the background, just the way Hachiman did.
It's just wait for these new ones now, which isn't going to be long. We know that. A couple of weeks at the most, I reckon. So,
with that said, we got Thor coming up this weekend. I'm just going to take a quick peek at that, and then I'm going to go back in and do those Altar of Abundance pulls, and then some monument runs after that, and then probably that'll be it. But that's plenty of time. So, 45 people watching. Thank you for everybody being here, of course. So, with this Thor Finish Plus event coming up this weekend, is anybody excited for this? That's not just trying to collect the Mjolnir. That's a meh from Darth Shigong. Vintage. Was that a yay or nay?
Nope.
Nope.
Look at the relic. So here's what we can say about this. If you look at the relic, this relic is for a solo champion spellcaster.
I've got it.
I mean, holy crap! You talk about specialized. And then beyond that, the synergy is only for Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Thor is terrible. So
you gave me nothing.
Yeah.
And who caught that staff of storms in there, dude? 1 week after they just gave it out for 2K gems.
Yeah.
Give me some gold.
I'd be shocked if anybody spent on Staff of Storms.
I would hope not. If anything, the staffs to get in there would be the Staff of Iron if you really wanted another one. But, of course.
And maybe Staff of Poison if you never got it and you just started the game and you found out that it's awesome.
yeah, it's a great ping pong relic.
Yeah, Void Staff isn't bad either, but still. And there was 2 staffs in there that, as long as you caught it, there was 2 staffs in that event that we haven't seen yet, so we know that's coming.
Yeah, I think that's why they did it. They wanted to leak the images.
Yeah.
They're the only ones worth getting now, aren't they? Depending on what they do, that is.
So yeah, snagging a Mjolnir and a Ring of Juice this weekend and some DGs is pretty much what my plan is.
And lightning prestige food.
Yep, and lightning prestige food. And
Wait a minute, you're going for Mjolnir? Why?
because I just need to have all the 5 stars. I'm just gonna. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask. I haven't got none of the bug relics.
Oh, people told me that Svalin wasn't good, Prometheo. People told me they would fuse away their Svalin. But what happened, Prometheo? What happened to Svalin?
Good.
I don't know. What happened?
Yeah, look, I mean, the thing about the Svalin synergy that's nice is it works with a bunch of different Titans, and it's a trigger on Titan critical that works great with the Roddy. That's probably the best planned combination of synergies that they've done yet. And, it's fun on Odin. You could use it on Hell. There's a lot of possibilities there. If you have those and you want to throw them on Thor, then go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mjolnir synergy, like Vintage said, is so much more limited. It's a single Titan synergy.
Which,
it's
after
not
this
even
event,
that great.
maybe in the future they'll decide to change it because of what Vintage said. Yeah, you can always bank on stuff like that.
They have to. They have to make it more inclusive. I mean, you're basically dedicating a divine relic to a Titan.
Right.
Yeah, I would fully support them making it 1,000% Titan health, 300% Titan damage, and 300% spell damage. It still wouldn't make Thor in the meta, but he'd at least be more fun to play.
All right, so back in 47 people watching. So, of course, like I said, I've been waiting to do my my altar polls, so we're gonna do that here on the stream. So see if we can get something good. Hopefully, we'll see.
Don't forget it, guys.
Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Speakerface. So we got Altar Plenty, Altar of Abundance. We'll do the 2 for the Plenty first. I saw some people getting some nice 4 stars from this. I was like, wow, I was quite impressed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll be me though.
I hope you had better luck than I did.
I did okay. I got, because all I care about is prestige food, and half of my polls I got Titans in them. So seems all right.
I did 6 polls. I got 3 times and 3 relics.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. The rest was garbage. It was like that food and gold. I don't know why they put them in there. Just
wow.
Definitely downgraded the relic pool because
I think there's less gold.
I was getting relics that I use. I mean, I freaking use those relics. And now, the 4-star relics I got are junk. I mean, junk. I got a Daggers of Sacrifice. I mean, what? That's a battle drop,
That's
dude.
a battle drop, yeah.
And you used to get 10 and not 8. In Altar Abundance. And you used to be 10 relics and not 8.
Shield Gods, Noctis. They love to make me wait. They love to make me wait to the end. Here it is. Frosco, I know I got it already, so.
Yeah. We as a community may need to do some work here to give them sort of what our opinion of S tier and A tier relics are in the game right now, because I don't know that they're going to be able to sort that out.
Steadfast
once we
Sling.
put that out there, then then I think we can demand that they update it to match that. I'll admit that the only thing that I would say is if you're putting any relic from the Void meta or earlier in one of these altars, then that's just garbage, because those things are
the old, good old Athenian Aspis. Yeah,
look at
super.
that. Sorry. You got 3 bloody gold or food.
Yeah, I got 3 golds in a row.
Well, stupid's that.
Guess they figured they gave me the Steadfast Sling, so that was good enough. Frost Cauldrons.
Food again. Why put them in? What's the use? You get them all the time anyway, battling and raiding. What's the use of them?
Alright, so 3 with 3 relics, no Titans so far.
This is brutal, Zalon. Come on, Streamlock.
Yeah, let's go, Streamlock. Where are you at?
Well, it's gone out the door at the moment, I think.
Hagugan! Voldan! Oh my god! It's my last Titan for my collection!
Oh my
That's
god,
it!
no way.
That's it, DOT community! It's over! I have them all! I have them all!
Congratulations.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't even have to get them in an event. It's
well, I'm in that dev bot now.
That's it. We're after this. We're going to check out the collection. We're going to see how we have every Titan.
Oh god, yeah, go Robbie 10.
Yeah, there you go, House. Oh, Storm Rune. I have enough of those. I fused a few of those. I think I fused at least 1 or 2 away. But that was awesome getting Voldan. Telling you.
Voldan was your last one. He was your.
That was it. That was it. He was it. That's why it said new right on it. Ah, so cool. For everyone that was here to witness it.
So he doesn't moan.
I haven't been able to get him at all since the game started. Well, Voldan came out, I think, back in 2017, 18, somewhere in there.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was 18. It was like 3 years ago. He was one of the last standard infiltrators prior to the X skills.
I've fused him away a couple of times. I have.
Trumpet of Iron. That's my 3rd copy. Nah. Wait, so was that literally the only Titan Oh no, one more. The only Titan I get is Voldan. It just so happens to be the only one I need. Oh wow, that's pretty bad.
It doesn't matter then, does it? It doesn't matter. You got what you wanted.
Yeah, I did. Just because.
So it's all good.
It is. Steadfast stay on 4-star. You get enough of those. Alright. Sweet.
They do need to take the corn and the gold out of these pulls. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I actually got less.
I
got more Titans and less gold in my 2 pulls. Get my 2 sets of 5 pulls. I got way more Titans in those 2. That was crazy. Alright, so.
Who do you know who wants gold or food in the pulls?
Yeah, well, you realize I trash all the food. I have to. Because I can't even
literally throw it away.
I can't collect it. I have to trash it, or else it takes up space. So there it is.
Yeah, so what's it there for?
Titans collected. Speaker face. Can you see it up in the top left? Can you read it off for me? What does it say?
Shut up.
What does it say?
You're getting as bad as chance.
Getting as bad as chance. Well, no, you were already talking. Speaker face, you were already talking, so I wanted to know if you could just tell me what it was.
No, it's not. I see that is.
All right, sweet.
But if you've had them, it should still register. You know what I mean? It's not right. Congratulations. That's very nice.
Well, it's going to change here very shortly with the new update. I'm sure there's just going to be some new Titans added to the Pantheon, and I'm like, back to not having all of them.
There'll be more for you collect.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, at least I don't have any of the old ones that I still have to collect. That's what matters. So,
I need all. I've used it away a couple of times, and I need it now.
Well,
So when
also
somebody come up in an event,
with new Titans, it's not that hard to get in a top 100 team to just get a Titan for collection purposes, i.e. growth earn, so...
Yeah, but when's Arya going to come round again?
What's up? When's Arya going to come around again? I don't know. That's a good question.
That's what I mean. You could be waiting a long time for that divine strike.
Well, between Conquest and the different with the what is it with ToW and Assault, you can definitely pull some other. They always put Pantheon Titans in for Relics of War too, as well. All right, so I'm just gonna do a couple monuments, get these out of the way too. What luck would it be if I got a 4-star Titan in my monument for the first time ever tonight on the stream? Would that be pretty insane?
Yeah.
Then you would have to smash like. Then you would have to smash like DOT community. There's nothing you could do. You would have to.
I just hope I'm lucky and they put an Arya in an event pretty soon, like they did Civ. Because I haven't got Civ.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. Well, like you just said with Civ, the most recent event with Civ. There could easily be a few Pantheon Titans also included in some of the lower tier Titan spots, like around 10, 11, 12, 13k zones.
I've just pulled that Balabog just in case he is in one of them collections.
I'm telling you, it's very possible that Belobog and Chernabog will be in Divine 3 because they still need 4 Titans to make the collection, as we see with all these releases that they have for these new Pantheon collections. They all require 4 Titans.
Well,
that's fine.
If it doesn't happen so long, I'm going to blame you.
That's fine. I'll take all the blame.
Yeah, well, I'll say you persuaded me to do it, and it's on your shoulders, Pete.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so here we go. 4-star Titan. It's going to happen. For the first time ever, on stream. Oh my gosh, it would be crazy if I called it. But
I hope you do.
Oh, no, I didn't.
I didn't. Well,
it doesn't happen like that.
Oh, no, I haven't seen one yet.
Doesn't happen like that.
Which Titan it is.
What was that, Wrecking Nomad?
It'd be even crazier if you actually called which Titan.
Which Titan? Oh, yeah, it would be nuts, too. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so...
Every Titan I get now, I'm not fusing away because I'm keeping them in case any other collections what come out.
Yeah, you never know at this point. It's just a smarter bet.
They change all the time.
This is true.
So I'll keep them at level 1 until I know, and then I'll start leveling them up to get the relic I need.
So, quick thing, after I get my monuments done, one other thing that I mentioned I was going to do, and I still have a good crew of 51 people watching on in the chat, and a bunch, Wrecking Nomad, Speaker, Prometheo, Vintage, Darshigon, Chakazulu, and Black Talon, all here on Discord. We're going to go over to the most recent Vintage video and take a peek at all the things that he asked for the community. He said, these are what the community wants. And I want to discuss
a list of like 30 things.
Yeah.
That was like the top 6 or 7 just to make it manageable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I wanted to look at these, maybe see a few things about them. Of course, go watch this video because it was very good and well put together as always. And as in all regular vintage fashion as well, it was a short video, which means it's 35 minutes. Everybody, so be ready for it.
Nice.
So, it's good. It's awesome.
And so on. I'd just like to ask you, I've nearly got enough for one of the bug relics. It's one of the only 5 stars I haven't got. And I won't get the scorpion one. Do you reckon I should go for it or wait? Because...
Wait. Just like in Vintage's video, and somebody else mentioned this too, everybody needs, in my opinion, you should not be spending DGs until we know what the new DG Titans are. As soon as we know what the new DG Titans are, and whether they're really worth it or not, is really when you should be really being like, all right, now I'm not going to go for the DGs. Unless you already know you have absolutely no interest in the DG Titans whatsoever, all you want in the game is relics, then maybe you do want to make a decision sooner than later. But
I just hope you don't take the bug choice, which you can choose which one you pick. when the new ones come out. If they take that away, then it's a gamble again.
No, they're not going to do that because the way they've released that all the most recent DG Titans have all been just, to pick which one you want. They're going to stay to that tactic. If they don't, they know that it's going to be a flop. There's no way that that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to revert back on the DG Titans to not be able to choose which one you want, attack or defense. Sitting at 16k DG. Nice, Shy.
It's a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 7. So, I mean, you got to figure, if you're going to go for the new Divine Attacker, there's 15, plus the Synergy Relic, plus the 7k for the Bug Relic. Dude, it's 23,000 Divine Gems to go all in for your Attacker. That's going to take me 3 or 4 months. So I might not even get to use the current Divine Titans that are coming out.
Sangre's asking me if I'm under the influence. Yeah.
Yeah. The short answer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of vodka in the smoke, so what?
14k saved. Nice, Austin. So yeah, that's my recommendation, is definitely just wait and see, kind of see what's going on. Also, too, with this next set of DG Titans and also new set of Titans coming out, does that mean we're going to see a new set of 5-star relics getting released? Is that going to happen?
Isn't that a sad statement to say? I'm a pretty serious spender in this game, and the meta changes so nosebleed fast that the Divine Titans haven't even come out. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to miss this era of Divine Titans, because by the time I can get it properly, equip it, they're probably not going to be Apex anymore. That is ridiculous.
That's everybody though, Vintage, isn't it? Because they're trying their best to deplete everybody's DGs by offering all these different altars. And as low as they can possibly be, they'll release the new ones, so everybody's battling for them.
I wanted to come and say hey.
What's up, Polo?
Hey up, Polo.
How we doing?
Not too bad. Just doing my last monument here, and then I'm going to jump over to Vintage's most recent video, where we have the screen of things that we want. So here we go. I'm going to go take a look at that now. Yeah, it actually works out. I have no more portal stones left. Alright, so skip over here.
Are you whispering, Polo, because your lady's asleep?
Oh yeah, she's asleep, yeah. It's 2:30 in the morning, yeah, too right, she's asleep. She's been asleep since 11 o'clock.
I thought you were whispering a bit quietly.
I'm not feeling too good. I have my jab today, so I'm not feeling very well.
Oh, knocked hello to Marmot. His buddy had already had COVID, but when he had his first jab, it knocked him sick again. And so he ain't going to have his second because how bad it made him feel.
So Polo, did you just say you're back to work?
No. I wish I was.
Oh, okay. All right. So
you should move to America. There's 9 million jobs that aren't filled right now.
Yeah, right.
God, if only.
If you had your jab over there, Polo, you'd be in for the £1 million draw.
Feranic says, I'm happy with my staffs. I'm never going to try and get a Divine Titan. Yeah, Feranic, I heard you mentioned recently how you purchased a few of those staffs. Yeah, there is a new Vintage video, Feranic, as well. So, just looking at what he posted here earlier, is, of course, the better balance, which is obviously on top. That itself is a huge loaded topic that can branch off into a whole bunch of things. But I was wanting to look at some of the more specific stuff, like the fair Garrison maps. That's something that, of course, has been harped on, repeated multiple times that it needs to be either made a level playing field where everyone has the same map and it just rotates week to week just to make it so that things aren't that drab and boring. That is a very fair, I think, across the board.
Easy fix.
And it just needs to be taken care of, because otherwise garrisons are something that is such an important part of this game, because it's where your apex defender and your apex attacker are battling. You know, the lands and the VP and the capturing and all that, that's one thing. But the garrison maps should be the biggest and baddest battles ever. Well, some of these people have some of the smallest maps. And it's not epic. And it's sad. So, what are you supposed to do? It should be more fair, right across the board.
Well, yeah, and the point there is, why should someone getting lucky mean that they literally have a competitive advantage in the game? That is dumb.
Exactly. Being able to just do better on a regular week to week just because your map just so happens to be the good map, you know, is total.
Yeah. What does everybody think about the pick your own relic then for 7k DGs? I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. We already discussed all this earlier, Polo. But yes, I'm a huge fan, as are many others. But I mean, well, let's just back it up and put a quick pause. Polo, what is your gripe with it? What is your problem with it?
I just think if everybody's going to buy the same relics, then it's going to be a very boring game. You imagine everybody with a dragonfly, or everybody with a
go for the
scorpion,
dragonfly though.
Well, nobody's going to go for a defensive one, are they? Seriously. Minerva will be no good in another few weeks.
I'd have gone for the scorpion if I'd have gone for one.
I've got the scorpion, but it's not much good when you've got
rub salt in the wounds.
No titan to go with it.
Well, I think it's more of a situation now. Instead of pulling the relic and not having a titan to go with it, it's more of a you get the titan. Now you pick the relic that goes with the titan. You don't have to worry about any of that not having stuff situation. So.
Well, it's not only that, but it all depends on where you are in the game when you happen to have 7,000 divine gems. 7,000 divine gems today means Minerva Dragonfly. 7,000 divine gems next month, it's going to be something else. Mm-hmm. So this is where saving and planning will benefit you.
See, I'm not into the strategy as much as you guys, but what titans is the scorpion good for then?
Gaia.
Right now, nothing.
Gaia.
Well, on your
depends on who you're fighting.
Event, you saying scorpion as one of the best relics you can get in there, Bugs.
Yeah, there's going to be a good champion at some point.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right,
could be 4 years late, but it might be.
And keeping in your arsenal ready for when the champion comes out then.
Of course.
Well, no, because there'll be new divine relics by then.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, BMT says, Zalon, be careful, don't get too many Brits on Discord. I know, they do start to multiply, BMT. Continue.
Everybody's waiting
without us, you'd be screwed.
BMT loves us Brits, he just doesn't have a move, because he's a miserable Gruffalo.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to turn my grandkids against him.
Now, the other things, troops running off the screen, level 25 VP land with Spearmen, those things are also very important as well. But the other, some of these things, of course, I put on a little bit of a higher than lower, middle, whatever kind of tier system of priority. Prestige recovery, I just find that to be such a huge deal and such a major lag for so many players in the game. It's a major, it's a huge reason why I have some 80 plus Titans sitting for Prestige. Why do you think that is, DMT community? I am not P7 or I am not P10ing Titans because they just fall right out. I could have P7 or P10 to Necro. I didn't. Did I still save all those Titans? Heck yeah, I did. Is there a Prestige recovery method or some way that they figured out yet? It doesn't appear to be. So I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing because of that fact. that I don't know how long these Titans will stay in the meta. Now, if they do come out with some sort of way that you can use Titans in Prestige and get some sort of value, as stated here in Vintage's video, back in Prestige, it would be amazing. So I think this is a huge thing for the game, and if it is implemented before the end of this year, you will actually get players P7 and P10ing Titans. You'll get that. If that's what you want, developers, you will get it. You will get that. You just have to write the code to be able to allow Titans with Prestige already to give some sort of Prestige value in the current prestiging that you're doing for that specific Titan. So that's all it needs to be done. That's all it needs to be done.
The same as they're doing.
So on and Polo, sorry to interrupt, but what does BMT mean by Brits are like trebles? Are they them flaming fluffy things in Star Trek years ago?
Yeah, they are. That flood the ship. Yes.
Yeah. See, he thinks I don't know this. He's a dumb bloody gruffle over here.
BMT loves us really, you know what I mean? All the Americans love us, you know what I mean?
So much crap. I've got to watch my language because I'm on so long.
Yes, Jamie, you say Hazelon in chat, looks like my account is still around after sitting idle for 1.5 years. I have a set as a Garrison defender. Ha! I bet she would get trashed fast nowadays. You are absolutely correct. Sangre Joven says in like 12 seconds. So.
Yeah, I think Everdur might melt that in 3 seconds.
Right? The other thing, too, the much bigger cowardice penalty for Garrison, I think that's definitely good. I think that definitely needs to be something implemented. And it also doesn't seem to appear to take much of a major change to the game except for changing it a couple different values. And just making it so that it just is going to be a greater cowardice penalty. And it would greatly improve a lot of different things in the game, I think. So
and they're doing a lot for new players as well, but they're not doing a lot for endgame players.
Oh, Polo, hopefully the more section is going to include that, because they say they're going to tell us about stuff after the update comes out that they're going to have, that it's going to be coming. I really hope it's a new game mode.
And more spending.
More spending. Yeah, let's get some more of that money, Polo. That's what it is. Of course.
The idea behind the bigger cowardice penalty is because right now the league system is a comical disaster. What they need to have a legitimate mid-game to where, the Castle 16 through 19 guys can have legit wars, bang it out, and have, that fair, balanced playing field, right? Right now, all it takes, I'll bet me and one dude could go down to Elite and win the league. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, my mini does that.
What's that?
Yeah, my mini does that.
I was just going to say, what about Extinction's mini? Send Extinction's mini down into Elite. He'll crush it quick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm looking to, you get these new players into the game. They work on their account for 3 or 4 months, and it's not getting them anywhere. All they're doing is getting punished every day. So the whole idea of getting a humongous cowardice penalty is to still allow them to bang it out, do some warring, develop their account, and just keep progressing. Because I think right now, a lot of messages I'm getting is, I've hit Castle 18 and I've hit a wall. I still can't do anything. Is this game Castle 25 or bust? And right now it is. If you're not Castle 25, you are at a gigantic, titanic disadvantage.
What's up, Soldier?
Yeah, but on the other hand, we've been playing this game I've been playing for 5 years, and I've worked goddamn hard to get to level 25. If people just come along and get to level 25 in a year, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the cowardice penalty. What I'm saying is that year that you're in the mid game, you should be playing against other players of a similar level. That way, when a Castle 25 comes along and hits you, well, he doesn't even take that much VP, if any.
Yeah,
it just gives them a chance to play the game. Just because you've been playing a long time doesn't mean you should run around and ruin the game for everyone else that's coming up. That's just dumb.
No, that comes down to the cowardice players, though, doesn't it? If you go into, if you're a Castle 25 and you're going down to Platinum League, it makes you a douchebag. It doesn't make you tough. It makes you an absolute moron. You know what I mean? It's God, it's like kicking a puppy. Seriously?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's honor, in my opinion.
That's
honor.
where if you take away any, VP benefit, well, now the Castle 25 guy goes down to Elite League. He's going to suffer because he can't get VP.
Why people do it, to be honest, I think it's cowardice.
Well, Jamie, I'm Castle 25 with old Titans. It would take me months, if not a year, to get battle ready and a bunch of money. With the way things go in this game, I don't think it would be a full year, to be honest. I think it would be more.
See, they're missing out on a treat.
Yeah,
I think they're missing out on a treat.
I mean, there's certain events, for instance.
Microtransactions.
Well, hold on a second, Polo. Certain events, Jamie, like the Hell event, where if you picked up Hell, you just so happen to have an amazingly great attacker. I mean, just hands down. So there's certain events that aren't even meta that you can jump into that do have really good Titans. It's just they seem to be popping up a bit more frequently now.
Yeah, it does not take long to catch up with the meta. Now the relics, you've missed a lot of freaking relics.
This is true. Although you won't have to worry about spending your DGs on a chance.
Do you think they should put in some? What they should do is what the people do in games. When I've played a lot of games in the past, they do transactions for like 99 pence and small things. That'll make them an absolute fortune. If people, I'll just spend $1. I'll spend $2.
The monthly subscription at the bottom here.
$90.
The monthly subscription. We talked about this before too. With the monthly subscription, it could be easily something like that, where it's $4.99 a month or $9.99 a month, depending on exactly what you're getting.
Pence don't exist. It's either pounds or dollars.
That's it. So if something's a pound, you don't mind going, I'll spend £1. Can you imagine if there's 13 million people spending £1? 13 million pound, it's crazy. They're just missing out on so much money, it's unreal.
There you go. Castlemania, I'm Castle 20, I agree with Vintage. See, there's definitely, and thank you for speaking up as well, Castlemania, because there's definitely a lot of people I know watching, and we're trying to address as much as possible that does range from newer players to mid-range players to level 25 players. It is something that we would like for everybody to be able to have a better gaming experience one way or another. Because especially...
Yeah, I think, like a Castlemania guy at Castle level 20, you should be banging it out with Castle 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot of the mid-game right there.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Just getting pummeled by Castle 25s all day, that's not fun. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
Just going off subject, I'm laughing because in chat, Godlike Panda's thing, speaker space is a dev or something. Oh, God, it couldn't be no further from the truth. Gee, a dev, I wish, yeah. Jesus.
Well, the other thing is, too, Vintage, the nice thing is some players that are on teams that are in those castle levels, even though your teammates may be Castle 25 and can be your heavy hitters that take on the other Castle 25s of the other alliances, because you could still be in Champions and Masters League, and that could be your situation. You don't want to be the guy that everybody on the opposite team is constantly pummeling. That makes your game horrible, because they know you're the super easy castle of your alliance, because you're the 20 and not 25.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but that's a normal thing, though. Everybody goes for that, though, don't they? Everybody is a smaller Garrison when you see one.
Exactly.
Just for a quick raid, it's like, you know...
That's in Legends
if
League
you don't want to be it all the time,
but I'm
don't
just
go
saying,
Legends,
in
great.
some of the higher leagues, because not all the castle level 20s are hanging out in Legend League. A lot of times they're hanging out in Champion or Masters, but I'm just saying, to be that target, if the penalty was higher, then 25s wouldn't even bother with a 20 because they would rather get the VP off of something like a 24 or a 25.
Yeah, but like Polo says, on your dailies, you go for inactive garrisons, don't you?
Oh yeah, well inactives, yeah, the lowest ones you can find. Again, that's Legend League. That's a Legend League thing, definitely. It can happen easily in other leagues as well. Of course, you're gonna look for the lowest one, but in Legend League, the lowest garrisons sometimes are like 22, 23, and you just hit them anyway. So
yeah, I think everybody's kind of missing. Not everybody, but I think you guys are missing the point here. If there's no VP incentive for hitting the low castle, why are you hitting it?
Well, that's what I was getting at that when it comes down to just being there.
Just for the
keep talking about, of course you go for the smaller
daily raid. Just for a quick daily raid.
Well, that's different. A daily raid, who cares? But if you're in the middle of a war, you know, or you're just playing in a league, having a guy hit you 40 times in one day, that's horrible. Yeah. Because he has no recourse.
Yeah, but that's you, Vintage, saying who cares. Everybody else is going for... They want to hit somebody who they're not going to create too much trouble, so you go for the inactive player.
Exactly. So, the one last thing I wanted to mention before I wrap up here was, did we want to add anything specifically to this list right here that we want to discuss and talk about before I end the stream? Because... I would mention specifically Titan relic storage. I know that in Vintage's video he mentions this, but specifically just to this list and just talking about it right here on my stream, Titan relic storage is definitely becoming a major problem across the board for many players. So, just saying.
The monthly subscription thing sounds good and all, where you get weekly portal stones or DGs or relics or a Titan.
Mm-hmm. Or all.
You know, you're loyal, you should get rewarded, shouldn't you? You're there for them as much as yourself.
Yeah, they'll say that's what the calendar's for, though, won't they?
Yeah, that's exactly it. They'll say, well, on the calendar, you get a Titan every month anyway, or whatever element, don't you? That's their get out, that is.
Well, the thing is, though, if you're paying for it, isn't that something that they're interested in? That they don't have to squeeze out of you in an event. So I honestly think that the monthly subscription idea is something where the developers and the community can benefit from it, and it is definitely something that we don't know why hasn't been implemented yet.
They're giving a Titan every month anyway to everybody, aren't they? With the elemental. So
right, guys,
I think that one goes out the window.
Have a good night, Polo.
See you later, guys. I just wanted to say.
See you later, Polo, mate.
Bye. Speak to you later.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit.
Yeah, Sangre Joven Balance, Z, Harp on Balance. I have 12 defenders that are useless. How can I ever get 30 meta land defenders? Yeah, that's very true. 30 meta. 30 meta is going to be something that is quite the high toll. Because it seems to be that it's more like 30 time wasters is the closest thing that you can possibly get. So...
Yeah, okay, I love that one. The 12 Titan fusion. Oh my gosh, fusing Titans during Conquest is a maddening process.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Yep, there you go. Agree with 12 Titan fusion and take the fireworks out or be able to click through. Being able to click through is the one thing, because the whole reason that, again, we've been told this a few times back when the developers had their live streams and stuff, but the whole reason that they have the whole... fireworks and stuff is because it's the whole back and forth information going to the servers. If you ever have been fusing a Titan before and ever been disconnected, and then all of a sudden you get back in the game and realize the fusion that you didn't actually go through. It's because it didn't actually register with the servers that it actually was being fused. So that whole few seconds, the developers have told us multiple times that it needs to be there. But the whole click-through option, because when you're not actually leveling a Titan to actually change, like actually level it, it's just being fused along the bar. You can click through that typically. But I know what you're saying, because when they do level up, you have to wait. Oh, gosh, it's telling me that they got all these buffs. Great. And you're just trying to click it as fast as you can. So.
Can I just say, to the vintage, it shows the devs have definitely been listening on all the streams to how we want the...
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And that's why these
streams,
live streams and videos are so important, Speakerface. It's very important to get the point across of exactly what the community is looking for. We're trying to help. Yeah. We're trying to keep this game going because we all enjoy it so much. It's not something where we want to see it get plowed into the ground because people aren't paying attention. So
no, what I want to see get plowed into the ground is casino pools. We don't need them. We don't need casino pools.
No,
people sacrifice enough. Casino pools to be thrown out.
It's ridiculous.
You should be able to pick whatever you want. You save the gems, you fight for the gems, so you should be able to pick what you want. There should be no risk factor whatsoever.
Well, yeah, because, for instance, they can obviously see where, when it comes down to event relics, you have an option, almost every event, where you have the option to you can either purchase your event relics, you can either pull your event relics, or you can just straight grind and not use any event relics whatsoever. You have multiple options, and they're all there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Casino pools are, they're history. You should get rid of them. You shouldn't have to gamble. You gamble enough through the game anyway.
So Yuki says, thank you for joining, Yuki. Yes, thank you for all you do, just like Sangre Joven says. Yuki says 12 Titan fusion slots, and when you fuse, the filters you set shouldn't reset. So annoying. Yes, agreed. Going to have
because it always starts at the top of the list, and what you want to fuse away is the 1 stars and the 2 stars and the 3 stars. It should start at the bottom of the list every freaking time.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Thank you for bringing that up, Yuki, as well. As also, there was one other thing too that Yuki mentioned. I swear it might have been on Discord. Something else that we wanted to make sure that we mentioned that needs to be changed. Let me check. Sorry. I was just checking on Discord. Never mind. All right. Well, was there anything else anybody wanted to mention?
Yeah, so to everybody, this is just a starter list. Please add to the list in the comments section of that video.
Yes, in Vintage's video, definitely, most definitely. Please do. And because the comment section in Vintage's video is where the developers get to read everything that you say. It's always the best place to be able to put that kind of stuff, because I don't think they read the chat, to be real honest. They might, but I doubt it. They listen more than anything when it comes down to my live streams. So that's why always being able to think about possibly joining Discord someday, if you want to get your voice heard, it's always a good idea. Besides from that, I will be live streaming on Friday Friday night, like I normally do for this event, and I think that's going to be about it for tonight. So thank you for everybody who joined in. Make sure if you haven't, and you're in the chat and you haven't hit smash like, smash it on the way out. I always appreciate it. And for the people rewatching after the fact, as always.
Smash that dislike.
Oh, smash dislike. Thank you, Wrecky Nomad. All right. All right, DOT community. I want to make sure that everybody... All right, cool. Everything's good.
Thanks for a good stream, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you for everybody joining in here on Discord. And like I said, we'll talk to you all again. And awesome getting Voldan today. All right. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Have a good one.